Hey folks, this is Mike here, and today we're going to discuss some of the upcoming changes that YouTube will be introducing to their partnership / monetization program. So in just a little bit over 2 weeks, on February the 20th, they'll be introducing a change where basically channels, if you want to be monetized, you'll have to have 4,000 viewed hours in a year and also 1,000 subscribers. So before that, I think it was 10,000 lifetime views, and even before that I think the requirements were quite a bit lower. So from YouTube's point of view, this is a way they can protect, or at least in their words, they can protect some of the content creators out there by giving him a platform that's presumably cleaner, less competitive? I don't know. But at least in YouTube's point of view, it's a way to save money, right? And make the platform a bit more viable, because let's face it, there's a lot of people out there, and there's a lot of channels that will be affected by this. Now, mind you, our channel is one of them, and at least from my point of view, it's a non-issue, right? Because as they say in their article or in their blog post, I think out of all the channels affected, I believe they said the vast majority of them are earning less than $100 a year, and that's true. So, in our case, I think we're just about 50 a year, at least in the past year, right? So, if you want a good number, well, I don't think the $55 or whatever in the past year that we've earned from their ads is going to be that big of a deal, to be quite honest, because I can make that money in so many other ways that are far less demanding in terms of time and effort and whatnot. Hey, can I hit this thing? There's a way for me to hit it. I forget how or where I have. Oh, it's down here. That's what it was. But yeah, like I said, there's so many other ways. I can make an extra $50 a month in a lot of other ways that don't involve YouTube. So, as one of the content creators affected by this, I'm not too put out by it. It's not going to affect us too bad. It is unfortunate, but at the same time, we've had our fun. We've had our kind of popular time where we had a certain video getting a lot of views and whatnot. But to give you a bit of an idea here, we have like, if I looked at our stats, we're kind of like one of the better off channels in terms of potential ad views as well, because while we don't have a ton of videos anymore, in the past year, I only deleted them in about a month ago, but for the past year, we had 1,200 videos on our channel, and our average watch duration, I believe, was 1 minute and 16 seconds, which is really, really low, especially when you consider the average video length that we would upload was not quite 10 minutes. It was probably in the 7 minutes or so. So we'd upload decently long videos, and yet we're only getting a fraction of their duration watched. But ultimately, from YouTube's perspective, this is a brilliant move for them, because it's been known for a long time. When you look at Google's financial stuff, YouTube doesn't make money. It probably isn't as big of a loss as some people make it out to be, because they do make a lot of revenue. However, it's counted under their AdSense platform. But that AdSense platform also makes a lot of money in other places. So, you know, I'm sure YouTube does make a decent amount of money that way. But it's also a tough service to make money with, right? You have to have a lot of servers because you're allowing people to upload, you know, pretty high quality videos, pretty high bit rates. You're allowing people to upload, not everyone, mind you, but once you've done enough content, you do unlock your legibility for fairly long videos, and you're kind of unlimited in terms of how much content you can upload. So, you know, to have a service where people can basically do or put up, if they really wanted to, they could put up, you know, 10 gig video streams on a daily basis if they wanted, and they don't have to pay a single cent for that. So, you know, if you watch a lot of things Google/YouTube have been doing for the past while, you know, with stuff like YouTube Red, they're trying to find a way to maybe not make it profitable, but at the very least reduce how many losses they're suffering with the service, because, you know, it's not an easy thing to monetize. At the same time, like, not sure what else they can really do, right? YouTube Red kind of was a way for them to maybe improve how much they're making, or at least reduce the losses again. Yeah, so the new requirements, you know, 4,000 lifetime hours, or not lifetime, but rather in a year. That prevents channels like ours, which, you know, saw immense popularity in a short period of time, and then basically return to normal. You know, that prevents folks like us from maintaining the partnership status for a longer period of time. Because, like, if you look back at when our Grand Theft Auto video that Nick made was immensely popular, we were getting way more views, way more ads on a regular basis, and so, you know, we were not making $50 a year anymore. We were making far more than that on a monthly basis. So, you know, that was pretty cool back then. It was pretty awesome, right? I'm happy to have had a taste of just what some of these content creators do, and of course they make much higher figures than that. At least the top tier super popular guys make quite a bit more than that. Yeah, so on YouTube's front, this is an easy way for them to kind of thin out the playing field somewhat, right? You've got less people you have to pay out, right? You have folks like us, which, you know, have a kind of a $50 to $100 tied up for the next kind of year or so that they may have to eventually pay out after a year or two. Once you hit that threshold you've set it to. So, you know, if you have it to that $100 threshold, I believe the threshold might be $100. I don't remember anymore. But, you know, channels like ours mean that they have to pay out that the $50 a year we made. They'll have to pay that out eventually. So, yeah, that's money they don't even have to think about and consider, you know, slightly tied up. On the plus side, though, whatever you've earned when the change does come in, they will pay it out. You know, they're not just canceling that and saying, you know, the hell with it, sucks to be you. But honestly, I don't think a lot of people will be too upset by that figure. But I have to say, like, if you really are put off by the fact that, you know, you can't earn that 50, $100 a year anymore. YouTube takes there's a lot of effort in making YouTube videos. It takes a lot of time, and there's far easier ways to make that money without, you know, putting in all the time and effort in making YouTube content. And the content creators that are, you know, very dedicated and make high quality stuff, they're not really going to be put off by this change either. Because if you think about it, right, I know I've seen comments, I've seen people complain about it, about these upcoming changes, and in a sense that made me kind of happy knowing that, hey, you know what, they may not be competitors necessarily, but, you know, there are content creators that make stuff kind of similar to us that have decided that these changes are enough for them to give up. And so, from my perspective, that's basically telling me, hey, you know what? I got less competition now, because some people are put off by, you know, that little amount of money they were actually making, that they're no longer making. You know, that's just that little bit less competition. So, from content creators' point of view, at least to me, that's not a bad thing that they've decided to do this. Because, of course, it means that I can keep making content, and I'm aware that I'm now getting a little bit less competition, right? It's kind of thinning out the user base somewhat. Yeah, you know, overall, if you're on the YouTube side of things, really move. It's a very easy way to cut on a lot of losses. And it's also a very easy way to cut on losses that's not going to affect a lot of people. Or, not, it shouldn't annoy a lot of people, right? Those who will be affected, maybe like us, some of us will go in and say, okay, maybe I gotta work double hard now and, you know, make more attractive content, which at the end of the day, that's what YouTube wants. They want more good quality content, gets a lot of views. That ultimately is more advertiser friendly. Well, now is this move gonna help encourage more advertiser friendly stuff? Maybe not. I think it will have that negative of making a lot of potentially clickbaity stuff at first, right? Some folks who have lost their monetization will be trying as hard as they can to get it back. So that might be a bit of a negative there on one hand. But on the other hand, man, I'm pretty bad at this. As I say that, I die immediately after again and again. Yeah, on the other hand, I think it's still a good move. You know, as someone who can think logically and doesn't want to get completely outraged at some of the changes. On one hand, yeah, it kind of sucks, but on the other hand, like, realistically, those who are affected kind of like us, realistically are not losing out on a lot of money. Is it slightly discouraging? Yeah, it kind of is. On the flip side, if you're doing it for the money, you know, you should be doing a better job, right? You have to be doing a better job, because there's no way in hell you're gonna live on that small amount of money that YouTube was sending out. So anyways, that's it. Gonna end it here, and I'll see you guys next week.